scheduled mayor and council meeting for March the 25th, 2026. Please rise for the invocation.
Let us repeat the Lord's Prayer together. Our
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Are you okay? Yeah. You got the low chair tonight? Yeah. Oh, that's what happened. Switch it.
Oh, yeah, always.
Got it? Okay, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we have one of our youth council here tonight, so that's fantastic. Find a space to sit. Oh, okay. All right, fantastic. Okay, at this time, we will have our approval of minutes.
Yes, Madam Chair, we have one set of minutes tonight before us, regular mayor and council session, March the 11th, 6 p.m. I move that it be accepted. If there be any corrections, let us do so at this time.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. I was absent.
Thank you. Okay, motion carried.
One abstention.
Okay, we got a pretty full agenda tonight, but I'm excited. A lot of good information to be passed around, so we're really happy about that. We're really excited to have Miss Patricia Kotzen here with us tonight.
You ready?
Yeah, we are absolutely ready. And we're going to ask you to stand up over there if you don't
Okay.
mind. And she's going to give us an update on Gallery 413. They have a upcoming performing arts theater project, and we're really happy to hear all about it.
Yes, and thank you for inviting us. For those of you who are not familiar with our organization, the Chrisfield Arts Syndicate is a nonprofit that was formed in 2018 to promote arts and entertainment in Chrisfield. We bought the building across from the post office. It's 413 West Main Street, and that had been empty for quite a while, so it was in pretty bad condition. It was rough. So we spent a fair amount of time doing some renovations in there. This is, if you can see it, this is a schematic of the building. This part here, this green part, is what has already been renovated.
Okay.
And that's what is Gallery 413. That's the Visual Arts Gallery. That's about almost 3,400 square feet. So we've had a number of events in there. We do receptions about once a quarter or so. We've had a lot of different artists from Chrisfield and elsewhere on the Eastern Shore and even from other states. So it's been pretty successful. But that's all visual arts, and we also wanted to support performing arts. So we formed a partnership with the Lower Shore Performing Arts Company, and we've done several productions in the gallery area, but it's sort of a pop-up kind of theater like that, and we wanted to have a more professional theater. We wanted to actually be able to do a good job for their performances. So we put in a grant application with the Maryland State Arts Council in August of 2024. And we found out in January that we actually not only got the grant, got it approved, but we actually got it funded, $218,000.
How much?
$218,000.
Fantastic.
Which was good.
Yeah,
So,
phenomenal.
yeah, so we're getting ready to start the construction on that, and this will show you, this purple part
Oh,
is what
okay.
will be the new theater. We'll have a backstage, a stage, seating area. We'll have professional audio and lighting equipment,
Nice.
and it's going to be first class, I hope.
I love it.
So we'll also be adding 2 more bathrooms. So we're getting started with that now. We're going to be using local contractors for the work that we're doing. And that, I think I said, that's about 2,800 square feet, just to give you an
nice.
idea of the size.
Okay.
So it should, we're hoping it'll seat about 100 people. But we're starting on that now, as I said, and we hope to have the construction finished in the fall.
Oh,
So we'll have a ribbon cutting and a big ceremony, and we'll keep you all informed.
fantastic. Yeah, definitely exciting. So
We're very excited.
yeah, will other people be able to like put on plays there and things like
Absolutely.
that? So it'll be like a community would be able to have like a community theater.
It will be any different kinds of performances. We will also have a screen and a projector, so we'll be able to show videos and maybe some locally produced films. It's not going to be a full-out movie theater with
Right.
first-run movies, but we may be able to do some things like kids' shows or something like that. We're also planning to do some workshops, a workshop, music workshop for children, a drama workshop for children,
Oh, I love it.
videographer workshop. So we've got a lot of things on our plate. We'll see what we can do when we can do it.
Fantastic. We're excited. Yes. And I appreciate you guys normally invite me when you have events, so you invite out all the council. So Kurt, I haven't heard from you for a little bit, but I'm sure if something goes on, you guys will keep us posted,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. I know you guys-
And all of our receptions are open to the public. They're all free.
Fantastic.
food, wine.
Yes, they do. They always do a great job. So I want to
Yeah.
council if they have questions.
Any questions?
Okay, Councilman,
No, I'm great.
Councilman Patel? Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you
Thank you for
coming.
inviting us.
Absolutely, and we put you up first, so you don't have to stay for the entire thing if you don't want to, but we thank you so much for coming. Okay, and we're gonna keep going. We have, is Jake with us?
He's on Zoom.
He's on Zoom, good. I know, that's as big as we can get him probably.
Oh, no.
Can we get him a little bigger?
Yep, hold on 1 second.
We are excited. Hi, Jake. That's a little better. We're excited to have Jake Schaefer with us today. Jake has, he's going to give you some background. Jennifer, you're going to introduce him. I'm going to let you do that. But before we do all of that, you know, this is about the Waterman's Park that we would love to be able to create downtown. And that's kind of how this got started. But we preface that by saying that, you know, after we got started, we realized that there were some potential restrictions on that property, you know, and its use. So we're trying to work closely with, you know, the one who donated that land to the city to make sure that we can get to the place we need to get to. So we do understand that. But this was an opportunity, and Jen, you want to tell us how we got it? And then Jake, you can tell us what you did with it, okay?
Sure.
Thanks.
You want me up there?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so this was a non-financial grant through the Chesapeake Bay Trust, which means that they handled all the funds for it, put out the request for proposals for the contractor. This grant is something that has 3 potential phases, so we applied for design, and that's what Jake did. The next phase, if we were to go after it, would be engineering. During the engineering process, there would also be lots of opportunity for public and community input. And then the final phase, of course, is implementation. Because this funding source is through the Chesapeake Bay Trust, they tend to primarily fund green projects that have living aspects or reduce stormwater. And so I'm happy to say that Bayland was selected to work on this design, and Jake will tell you all about it.
Thank you.
Oh, I did forget to mention 2 things. Mayor Taylor had asked how, or someone had asked earlier, how this project came to be. During the Arts and Entertainment District application process to the Maryland Department of Commerce, I know Ms. Kotzen and probably several people here remember this process. There was repeated interest in Waterman's statue or some way to acknowledge that heritage. And also, when the Crisfield Heritage Foundation did a visionary design process for the Customs House and the land adjacent to it, one of the 3 designs was also for Waterman's Park.
And that was back in the
2018.
2018? Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you very much for that background. So that's kind of how we got here. And Jake, who's with Bayland, who won that actual award, is going to talk to us about what they did with the Waterman's Park.
Hey, thanks Jen for the introduction. As she said, my name is Jake Schaefer. I'm with Bayland Consultants and Designers. I'm an engineer. I'm going to try to make this bigger so I can see what I'm talking about. I just have a couple of slides to go through with you. And I'll keep it brief. So as Jen sort of began, this grant is for they call it the engineering phase. Is that right? No, or design.
Design.
The design phase of the Waterman's Park, which is essentially a feasibility study looking at the different options available and importantly interacting with the community to make sure that any future engineering work is from the ground floor done with the community input. So that was what Bayland was contracted to do. And so this is going to be a summary of that phase of the project. We have completed our work and given it to the city and the council. And the next step would be for the city to take that work and then with CBT or with other grant funders, take that work and say, look, this is what we can do, and hopefully bring more money in for the full design and the implementation of that. So just as a quick background of what we've done so far, this actually kicked off back in December of 2024 when we had our kickoff meeting with the committee members, which was members of community and also excuse me, neighbors of the area down there on Main Street near the city dock were involved in this process as well. We had another meeting on March 19th, and then our actual community charrette, which is sort of the main meat of it, was on June 10th. Just really quickly, charrette is sort of a technical term for just a meeting where the stakeholders, meaning the community, is involved in the design process. So the idea of the charrette was to gather as much feedback as possible. It's sort of distinct from a normal design presentation in that instead of the designers coming with a bunch of ideas and then just getting feedback on that, we actually build from the ground up with the community. We did have that charrette. It was June 10th. 2025, there were some scheduling conflicts and we didn't have a huge turnout, but we did solicit feedback then and got some feedback afterward as well. Most recently, we held our final update for that committee on January 30th, 2026. So in that update, we presented our final design, which is what I'm going to walk through next. And I'll just go through that. Actually, I want to point out one thing on the last slide, sorry.
Can you go? Yeah, there you go.
So on the right there, I have a picture of a report from 2018 that the Heritage Foundation did on the rehabilitation possibly of the Customs House down there. So that I just wanted to point out that was part of the inspiration for what you're about to see. And we looked at that and tried to design with the future work there in mind as well. Okay, now we can go on. So there are three concepts, and each one has sort of a varying amount of parking, and I know that that's an issue that Mayor Taylor raised at the beginning, so I'll reiterate it. Depending on the level of parking that is able to be obtained elsewhere in downtown or not, we can sort of use a different portion of this site for the park versus for the parking. And second disclaimer, as this is sort of the introductory phase of the project, this is not a final design by any stretch of the imagination. It's really just to show what elements we can put on this kind of site and do a feasibility. So don't look at it and think, wow, I hate that, this is awful. Because it can all be sort of shifted around and changed as the design will move forward in the future with more community input. So I'll start with this first concept, which is sort of the full area being used as a park. In the center, the idea is a large cultural element, Waterman's Park monument, or like interactive center type thing, and that's something again that can be fleshed out with interaction with the community, because that's really the heart of it, and we want to pay tribute to that heritage. So that's something that will definitely require additional input from the community moving forward. The rest of the site, I tried to tie into Main Street there with keeping the wide sidewalks and adding some seating so that the community can enjoy this area along with the amenities along Main Street. To tie in with the city dock, we put a boardwalk walkway there, which has a dual purpose of one being, aesthetically similar to the city dock, right? That's half a block to the west there, but also to allow the entire site to drain stormwater from one side to the other. As Jen mentioned, CBT grants are heavily favoring green infrastructure projects, stormwater pollution reduction projects. So we did include a very large area in this concept for stormwater management, which would fill during a rain event, but still be a usable green space when it's not raining. Community feedback that we got also wanted to be sure that the side entrance that's currently on the Customs House would be accessible if that were to be rehabilitated and used in the future. So the existing bathroom with the sidewalk around that would remain. That's part of just the grant being an infrastructure grant. And then in this concept, be extended to that side entrance if that was the case. So that's sort of our get rid of all the impervious area option. Obviously, there's no parking, and as we discussed, that would need to be found elsewhere in the downtown area. And if not, we'll look at the other two options that we came up with. I think we can skip to the next slide. So this is sort of the hybrid version. And I've discussed this previously, that the line between the sidewalk and the park can sort of shift north and south based on our future discussions. But this is a similar concept to the south side of the park, where we have some pavement that's linking into the walkable part of Main Street that's going to lead to several cultural elements. I just have put some abstract shapes there that they could represent statues, monuments, exhibits, educational signage. There was some discussion on extending the Waterman's Hall of Fame from down the street to sort of an outdoor exhibit here. But that, again, we'll take feedback from the community as that is designed in the future. One thing that's not shown here, but we can probably add some additional seating, and then there's the stormwater elements, the sort of kidney-shaped areas, darker areas on there, which again are included, especially because this grant requires green infrastructure. But this keeps about 20 parking spaces, which more or less is similar to what's out there now, based on, as I said, where that line gets adjusted north-south. So this option is a good compromise, that we can keep parking in this area, but still have an area for the park that could really be seen as a distinct park. And I would point out that we were able to keep those parking spaces somewhat similar with less area, just we have narrowed the drive aisle and made it one way, so that's how we were able to keep a lot of those spots in there. So that's the second option, and then the third one is really less of a park and just a rehabilitation of the existing parking lot, but what we've done is sort of try to increase the plantings that are already there on site and just make them more robust so that we have more of a stormwater treatment option. Because as many of you probably know, the site as it is existing floods quite a lot. So this would, rehabilitate that and provide some stormwater benefits, but it's not per se a park. So that's just a compromise option, just so that everyone knows the feasibility of that. So those are the three options that we came up with in this design, and as I said at the beginning, the next step would be for the city to, or CBT, the Chesapeake Bay Trust, to go forward with getting funding for the engineering portion, which will further flesh out these designs. We produced a full design report that sort of spells out those three options, gives some very preliminary budget numbers and scheduling for how the design might work out in the future. So that's a reference for whoever does the next design.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jake. I did definitely appreciate it. So I know that I talked to the gentleman who donated the parking lot to the city. He's taken a look at these. He has a lot of comments. He did an amazing job of sending me some feedback on it. He's in no way sold yet, but he had some really good comments. And then talking to Jennifer, all of his comments were relevant. So we're hoping to get him on the engineering committee, as a matter of fact, because he had a lot of good comments about ways we can do things. Because what was interesting to me was he had a big concern, of course, about the grass, and I learned that green infrastructure doesn't necessarily mean grass, and that was kind of interesting to me. He had ideas about oyster shells and things that we can use, and according to Jen, those still are surfaces that could be considered part of green infrastructure. So we have until when's the engineering part? Doesn't even open until next year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we have a whole year, but he's been, Bayland and has been working on this for some time, and we wanted to bring it to you guys, so you kind of see where they are. But, it's a year before we even have to apply, even for the engineering phase. So I'll be working quite a bit with the gentleman who actually donated it to us, and we'll be having meetings. I'm gonna give him some feedback, but he had some good ideas, there's no question about it. If I had a druthers, of course, I like the middle one, which gives you, some of both. Still allows for some parking and does allow us to honor the watermen. So I think for me, and that's the part that, I was having discussions about, is the fact that this is about honoring the cultural and the history, the watermen, and giving that a place for people to come and see that. So, it becomes part of the tourist package. It becomes part of, what people want to see when they come here. They come and see our legacy and our heritage and be able to walk it, and have a little place for that to be. So for those of you who may not be aware of exactly where that is, this is downtown Main Street, right there by where the Customs House is and where our bathrooms are actually sitting. So definitely want to thank you, Jake. I want to give everybody an opportunity, all the council, to ask you some questions and see where we are. Okay?
Sure thing.
No, I mean, you guys did a great job. Definitely like the second one, like Mayor said. It really gives, we know we can't get rid of parking in that area completely, but just having the idea of having the watermen represented and just having a small park in town where people can go and sit at and enjoy the day, it's a great idea.
Okay, thanks. Vice Counsel?
Just thank Jen and Jake, committee, what you guys are doing. You saw them, I think this got sent out to us, email, glanced at it, and they gave a chance to talk about it. But yeah, I mean, as Casey said, and you said already, Mayor, the option 2 is probably the bang for the buck.
Right, well, I can tell you now, the guy who donated likes option 3, but we're in negotiation phase. Yeah. Absolutely, I love it. Thank you. Councilwoman Johnson?
I like concept 2 also. I like option 2. I see with 3, but I like 2 better.
Yeah, so it gives you some more parkage, absolutely.
Yeah,
and Councilman Patel?
Yeah.
Did you have any-
Same I kind of like the second design that would give us some room to put the famous Sally Hague Grandpa's Christmas tree up there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does. It'd be right in the center, right?
Yeah,
Where's Brian?
Yep.
Can you build it there, Brian? Fantastic. Okay, guys. Well, if they have no more questions, Jake, I really want to thank you. Thank you, Jim, for tracking, and Jackie. I think you guys were all part of this, so thank you guys so much for supporting this, and we appreciate all the work you've done. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, it was a pleasure to work on this project.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna keep moving through. Okay, we've got the bird's eye view map of Chrisfield. Ms. Scott, our visionary, along with Ms. Buffington, who's our implementer. So we're gonna let them tag team however they feel necessary to tell us about this project, which was a vision that Ms. Scott had.
Sure.
Yes. You want to give the background? Yes.
So I want to say, long time no see.
Former Councilwoman Scott, for those of you who don't know.
I see you
Yes.
saved my seat. I always used to.
That's what it's out.
Yeah. It's nice to be back and see everyone. And, even though I had moved to Princess Anne, apparently my heart is still in Chrisfield. And I've been going 3 years now, but a couple of months ago, I want to tell you how we're talking about a bird's eye view map of Chrisfield showing us projects, the things going on in Chrisfield. So I knew some things, everybody knows some things. Everybody knew about Tidal Health, it's been in the news about the Uptown project. And we know about the solar farm that's been going on for a while. And we know about the 7th Street Destination project that's going on down there. Then we heard about 36 townhouses over by Wellington Park. And so I knew there was some things, and they were exciting things to me. So whenever I talk to people, I'm always talking up Chrisfield, and the stuff that's going on or coming. So I guess that's what was in the back of my mind that day. But I just want to tell you, it's kind of interesting how this happened. I was sitting in church on a Wednesday. We are open to come in and pray, and I've been doing that for a while. And I was not thinking about Chrisfield. I'm absolutely sure that I was. Whatever I was praying about or thinking about, I don't know, but it wasn't Chrisfield. And this thought comes into my mind that with these projects, it'd be nice to have a map, an aerial view map that would show where they are in the town, what's happening around the city. So that thought just was real strong to me that day, and I was thinking about what projects I was thinking about. I ended up getting a piece of paper when I got home, and I drew a very, very, very rough draft of a map, and I put the ones I could think of. I put the city dock on there because I thought there was something going on there. Those were all that I knew about at that time, because I'm not on council, I'm not in the loop. So, but that was my start. And then I called it Chrisfield on the Rise. And then I kept thinking of things after I got home. I kept this paper by the recliner. I kept picking up and putting other notes of, well, who would want to have this map, and what could we use it for, and how could it benefit? And I just kept writing these notes, and finally I said, I gotta call the mayor. I don't even know if she wants to do this. Maybe they don't need this. Maybe they're too busy. Maybe they don't have the money. I don't know. So I called the mayor, and she liked the idea right away. She got it right away, and she liked it. She said, let's get together and talk about how we could get this done. And she asked Fabian Marshall and Jennifer Merritt to meet with me and her and see what we could figure out. So we started meeting. And Jennifer said that she thought maybe Mary Buffington's organization, Eastern Shore Regional, let me get it right, Eastern Shore Regional GIS, I want to say coalition, it's cooperative, isn't it? It's cooperative. Obviously, I haven't been working with her before, but Jen knew she might be able to help us. And so she gave LaFabian the information. LaFabian contacted her, and she said, yeah, she could help us get the map done. We have to give her the information. So we started working, and it was a little more involved than I thought. There's quite a few T's to cross and I's to dot, and trying to get it right. But anyway, lo and behold, people, we came up with 17 projects for Chrisfield, large ones, and 5 small ones. That was just amazing to me. And I want to give you the copy of it, and Joyce, you can put that up.
Yes, up there already. Okay, all right, okay.
You can pass this around.
We got
You all have it already, okay, and we have copies for the citizens? Can you pass that? Thank you.
Okay.
So, we just kept figuring out what's going on in town. Many of them were city projects, but certainly not all of them. A lot of things happening in town. You heard about, Gallery 413's project a little bit earlier. You heard about Waterman's Park just now. Those are both on the list because they are viable, they are funded, they are coming, and they are really good for Crisfield. They fit with us and things we need, but there are many more. So Tidal Health is a $25.6 million project. FEMA flood mitigation, the northern is $36 million, and the southern is $35.6. The mayor's gonna talk about that a little later in the agenda, I see. The It Takes a Village Youth Facility is $3 million. Summers Cove Marina and enhancement and facility improvement is estimated at $30 million. I was just blown away. I had them down for 5. Then we thought it was 8.7.
Yeah.
But when we called them, because we tried to confirm everything with the folks that had the project, it turned out to be $30 million. I mean, they're doing big stuff over there at the marina, and it complements what the city's doing for flood mitigation and other work like that. City dock restoration, 2.85. 7th Street Destination Project is a $100 million project. Crisfield Solar Project is $5 million. Crisfield Chesapeake Bay Ferry Project, that's the only large project we don't have a cost estimate for, but I see that Clint's here, he'll talk about that project. But it's a public-private partnership that is huge for Crisfield. Wellington Cove Townhouses, $12 million project. The Armory, 1.5. Fire Department, 1.8. Wastewater Systems, 13.9. Crisfield Incubator Project, $500,000. Power Gates and Stormwater Pumping, $1.379 million. Gallery, I had it down for $250 because that was one that was on your video.
There will be more than, the grant was 218, but when we add other, it'll probably be closer to 250.
So I should leave that?
Yeah, leave it 250.
Okay,
That's
okay, good. I was gonna adjust it, but I
No,
wanted
that's
you
a
to know
good
where I got that figure from.
Yeah.
And then Crisfield Academy High School is $44 million. It was first listed at 39, but it went up. And we checked on that to make sure. Then there's smaller ones. Project Restore, $150,000. The Waterman's Park is non-financial at this point, but when it gets implemented, then there's money attached to it. Business facades, 7,500 facades, 50,000. Low-income housing initiative, 75,000. And the grand total, I don't know. If I could do flips, I would, but I can't do flips. I never could do flips completely. That's okay. But $313 million, almost $314 million. What is our city budget? Joyce, I know what it is, but Mayor knows what it is, $4 million.
Well, no, it's a little more than that now, right?
5.9.
There you go.
I said almost $6 million. What is the county's budget?
I don't know.
It's around 60, isn't it,
60.
Casey?
I believe so, don't quote me.
60.
60.
It's around
Towards the
60. So the city's budget is around 6, and the county's is around 60. But these investments total $313 million. I can't even wrap my head quite around that number, but, you know, this is, you talk about transformative, this is transformative for Crisfield. We've never seen this. As a council person, I can only remember when the President Biden administration was in, they gave each city money for infrastructure. I'm sure you remember this. And Joyce can verify if I got this right, but I remember that we were awarded $2.3 million. About that, is that about right, Joyce?
Was it ARPA funds?
2 times.
1.2, 2 times, so it was $2.4 million.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was huge.
Right.
I thought that was absolutely huge. It was the most I had seen. 2.4 million, and now we're talking about all of this, and so, and, you know, some of it could end up being less, but some of it could be more, and some of it could be way more. So, and so, anyway, I just am so excited about it, as you can tell. So, we all work together, the Fabian Marshall, Jennifer Merritt, the mayor and I, it took all of us to work on this, and we have another document, we're not ready to publicize it, but it has more of the detail. What's the completion date? What's the current status? What's the description of the project? Where they're getting their funding, you know, those kinds of things. We have that for each one, and then each project has actually much longer detail that'll be on a website that Jennifer is creating. So at this point, we turn all this that we had collected over to Mary Buffington, and I will let her take the stage and then tell you what she's done with it and show you what she's done with it.
Thank you.
I'll trade places.
Oh, okay, careful.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me tonight. Thank you for that introduction. We have put together a draft map. There are some copies if folks would like to take them. Please keep in mind this is a draft. There are some typos. There are some items that need to be renamed, so a bit
It won't distribute it yet.
yes, a bit of grace there, please. But our goal here is to provide a couple different resources for folks to really understand this investment that's being made in Crisfield. One is a paper map. It'll be a one sheet, it's kind of what we call it because it's one sheet of paper. And it not only identifies the location of these different projects, whether it's a large or small investment in Crisfield, it also tells you the name of the project. There are a few that are multiples of the same project. There are several of the low income housing initiatives, so that's repeated a few times. But our goal is to have more details on the back, as Charlotte mentioned, and we will be refining that information because it is a lot of information about each one of these projects. So that's one product that we're putting together. We're also putting together this web viewer. It has a lot more details. It will let you zoom to the different investment locations. You can click on each of the points and get more information about them to just learn a bit more about what's going on in the area. Again, this is also draft format, so please be kind. Or patient, please be patient as we continue to work on this. And then finally, we have plans to make a large wall map that people can look at, and because something like this size is nice, but isn't it really nice when you can look at a big wall map and...
That's the go here. That's for in here.
Yes, yeah, okay, great. Oh, is that what that...
That was,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Now
what
I see
yes.
it, I see it. So our goal here is to make this information a lot more accessible, make folks really more aware of what's going on. And I will give a quick, small spiel about how we're able to do this. So I'm with the Eastern Shore Regional GIS Cooperative from Salisbury University, and we are partners with the Tri-County Council of the Lower Eastern Shore of Maryland. This entire project is made possible because of them. They see the need for these types of projects in our region, and they provide this partnership with our team so that we're able to come in and provide these resources and build these products at absolutely no fee to the city. So we are really, really happy to be involved in this project. This is funding that's coming from the state of Maryland to the Rural Maryland Prosperity Investment Funds. We call them RIMPIF funds. And then those funds are distributed to the councils, and then the regional councils work with folks like us that are able to provide resources such as this. So it's just a really nice way for us to be able to provide these types of projects in Crisfield. You may remember we worked here a few years ago on the stormwater mapping. So that was us, and we're back.
The ditches, right?
Yes,
Remember
yes.
the ditches, and all the ditches were going every which way. Yeah, absolutely.
And Jen was wonderful with that project, so when this came up, she just immediately thought of us, and we're so happy that she did, because this is really exciting work that's going on here, and we're happy to be a part of it.
And we are so grateful because one of the first things when Charlotte called me and we started talking about it, and I'm like, well, what do you need? She's like, well, we need a budget. And I'm like, okay, so there goes that project. But the reality of it is we didn't know how we would be able to fund something like that. And so Jennifer was in the meeting and said, hey, let me reach out to Eastern Shore Regional GIS. And for us, that just made the project possible. You know, at that particular point, now it was something that really could be done because we didn't have to figure out how we were going to fund it. So, I mean, for us, this is huge. I mean, we're really, really excited. And it's just so exciting just to be able to see this in one place. And then I know you guys, you're gonna talk a little bit about the actual uses of it, I guess you have over there, but it has all kinds of uses, you know, it'd be useful for anybody that is interested in Chrisfield and what's happening here, and, you know, just to see that there is this level of investment speaks a lot, speaks volumes. So I'm just really excited, I'm so grateful for this, the work that you guys have done, and I'm just looking forward. The only reason I asked not to distribute it right now, though, is because it is not, there are some things that need to be corrected on it. So I'm asking that we don't distribute it just yet. Tonight was really for council to get to see exactly what we were planning to do. That's really what tonight was about, so that they could get a good view, and maybe they even think of some other projects or some other things that are here before we actually, you know, go out to print with it. You guys get an opportunity to think of some things that we may not have included that we want to include. So please don't distribute it just yet, from that standpoint. But you guys is fantastic. I mean, I'm floored. I want to give council an opportunity to ask questions.
No, this is great. I mean, it's crazy when you think about all the projects going on in the city, but then when you actually see it on the maps, it's a lot of great investment, and I hope we see it all fully through.
Yeah, and it really is planned and proposed. So we want to be clear. It's planned and proposed investment is what it is. It's, you know, everything is
underway.
Yes, many of them are underway, but it does include planned and proposed investment in our community. So we just want to clarify what it is that we're actually, you know, what the stages are of everything that's included here. Vice Counsel?
Now, I just want to be clear by saying this is a lot of money.
You think?
And by calculating this, put it in perspective, because we know that these projects were going, and it's like, you know, that's happening, you hear about that happening, but now that it's in perspective, and, you know, because this is the first time I've seen it,
Right.
you know, $313 million. I mean, that's a third of $1 billion that's being invested in the city of Chrisfield. It means somebody's doing something and moving the needle in the right direction.
Absolutely.
A lot of work behind that.
Exactly, so I'm grateful to hear, see this come together, and so that people can actually see what's been happening over the 5.5 years since I've been seated here. So, thank you, Charlotte, thank you. Thank you, Jen.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Councilwoman Johnson?
I've been seated here longer, and I think this is awesome. Because for me, it shows that Chrisfield is not dying, that Chrisfield is alive, and there's a lot going on. Like Councilman Banks just said, that's a lot of money that's being invested, planned for in Chrisfield, and Chrisfield is moving forward. And as a representative for the Somerset County, for the Tri-County Council, I'm so grateful to them. I'll be talking about them later, that we have that partnership. And like I told you, you know where you're supposed to be. We're glad to see you back, really, helping us. Really, it's just like awesome. It is. It is. Very awesome.
Fantastic. Councilman Patel, is he up there?
Nope, he is off.
Okay. All right, so it looks like we don't have him right now, but we're still good. We still have a
He
phone.
told Joyce that if he dropped off, he lost connection.
Okay, all right, not a problem. Definitely, again, I just want to thank you guys for this work. This is huge. From my perspective, I know that there's a GCAT, it's not here right now, but I know they have an Investors Day coming up, so I can imagine that this could be a tool that would be beneficial for them as well. And so I'm just excited to see it happen. And so I just want to, just a special thank you to you, Charlotte. You know, Charlotte and I have been friends for a while. We started GCAC together. And so I do just want to say, this is my opportunity to tell you in public that I appreciate not just your friendship, but your leadership. You taught me a lot, honestly, a lot of things. And so I actually made a note of the things that you taught me that were really important. First one was, God told her there are no perfect people, starting with her. So the reality of it is we all have to give each other grace. You know, all of us have issues and concerns. That was huge for me, to be constantly reminded we all have issues. And then time is important. I haven't gotten there yet, but that you need to respect people's time. And that is something that is a lesson that I think is a lifelong lesson. So I try not to be as late. I'm not saying I'm not being late, but I'm not as late as I used to be. But the third one was transformative for me. And that was simply to say, don't interrupt. Listen to people and listen actively and listen to what they're saying for what they're saying and don't try to interrupt them. So through that process, though, I have learned a lot more. And so I just want to thank you. I just want to take that opportunity because she didn't have to do this. Charlotte is no longer on council, but Charlotte is still concerned about Chrisfield. Enough so that she didn't just say there's things that are wrong. What she said is, what can I do to help make them better? And so she volunteered her time. We didn't pay her for any of this. We don't have the money. But she volunteered to lead this project because I said it's a wonderful idea, but who's going to do it? Because that's always the question, who's going to do it? And she volunteered to lead this and get this done, and I had no idea it would get done so quickly. So I, again, just want to thank you for your commitment to, just helping us out, and I appreciate all your time.
Councilman Patel's back up.
Okay, yeah, I'll give him an opportunity. Councilman Patel, before we go, did you have any questions for Charlotte or Ms. Buffington?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Good job.
Yeah, excellent job, and Mary, I see you all the time. You're providing that service that we can't afford to provide. It's a big deal. It really is. Everywhere I go, they talk about GIS or whatever. I always mention the work that you guys have done for Chrisfield, and so I want to thank you for that. Absolutely, appreciate you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely, we need your help. And Mr. Sterling, thank you so much for being here today. We are anxious and excited to be able to hear from you. As you can see, we had one opportunity there that we're hoping to be able to get some numbers to at some particular point that would only add to what we're seeing up here tonight.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for the opportunity to come in this evening. My name is Clint Sterling. I'm the Director of Recreation, Parks, and Tourism for Somerset County, as well as Great Oak Golf Course. And, all those things. Just quickly, our mission is to make the county a good place to live, work, and play, right? By investing in our people and our facilities and looking for opportunities to put the good word out about the county. And Chrisfield is certainly a major part of the county, and as Chrisfield goes, the county will ultimately. I'm here to just give a little update on the the Chesapeake Bay Fast Ferry project. Some of this will be a repeat of information. I'm not going to, you have a pretty big agenda, and it's kind of
That's
moving
okay.
here, so I'm going to take a whole lot of your time.
Okay. It's all right.
So just quickly, as for some context, 5 counties entered into a EDA grant to study the feasibility of a fast passenger ferry to travel throughout different ports in the Chesapeake Bay. Somerset County joined Queen Anne's County, St. Mary's County, Calvert County, and the city of Annapolis and Anne Arundel County in that efforts. Anne Arundel County and Annapolis were the financial arm and handled the majority of the thing. We retained a consultant who was familiar with ferry projects all over the world. Somerset County was represented by Rec Parks and Tourism and Somerset County EDC. 18 months of work into the study, trips, travels. The study was released in August of '24. And we unveiled that study at Mako in Ocean City. It was well received, lots of press and questions and comments. What the study does acknowledge, and what I will acknowledge here, is it's no easy feat to run multiple people over open water in the Chesapeake Bay. And, it's very dependent on a lot of different factors, right? Space, weather, and the ability of the, who you're going to retain to actually run the boats. As you can see, Ms. Charlotte's presentation, that the study calls for public-private partnership. And so, that the public place will be the area which the boat could dock. We have basically 3 choices that we could use here in Chrisfield. So those things are yet to be determined. Where are we now? So we continue to meet weekly or bi-weekly as a consortium, and then we also meet with our route, and our route Route 5 consists of Chrisfield, Somerset, Calvert, St. Mary's, with a possible arm into Annapolis as it builds out. Another thing that the study shows is that this will be a phased out thing. It's not going to happen all at once, right? It won't be boom, right off the bat, everything going. And so, as we continue to meet, we continue to want to try to be able to have something to point to, right? And we want to make sure that we're being very intentional because we are a consortium. We're one of 5, right? So we cannot, act, renegade, go off on themselves, and this is what we're gonna do, because the power of the project is the power of the partnership. And so, you know, the Chesapeake Bay is a differentiator for the state of Maryland. We've attended, Councilman Banks, Thompson, we attended a Chesapeake Bay Gateways community thing that was through the National Park Service that gave us an opportunity to take a really deep dive and have some honest conversations about what our amenities are, what they're not, what we need, how are these things best marketed, what are some similarities that we have. So that was a very valuable exercise, and that continues with some meetings as we go. As quickly as we go, one of the things that should be very obvious to all of us, we all travel, right? At some point in our lives, we all travel, we're all tourists at some point. We're looking for things to do. What is there for the visitor once they arrive at the destination? The opportunity here with this project is that if done as proposed, you will have travelers coming to Crisfield to go to other destinations, and you have travelers coming from other destinations into Crisfield. So there's multiple opportunities for us to interact with those folks, or our local businesses, and all of those things. Also, when you talk about that word tourism is very closely related with, tourism is economic development, right? It's about employment.
Absolutely.
It's about, you know, all of the different goods and services that go into creating a good experience for your visitor. And so we have, I could say with relative confidence, we have a really good plan of how we're going to proceed. But for me, and I think for Mr. Thompson as well, and all the people that are on this consortium, you know, we're really impatient. I'm really impatient. I want the things to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But what we know is we're looking at all these projects, and these projects are things that will also help to increase our value as a potential stop on this, right?
Yeah.
All those things as we go. So we can point to the things that we already have and be appreciative of some of the things that we already have.
Absolutely.
But, you know, anytime that you're going to try to do anything substantial, you need to really be very honest about, you know, what you need and what your needs are. You only get one chance to make a good first impression to those visitors, right? And so, I lost my train of thought. Oh, we're very impatient. So you see those projects, and, you know, they all take time, right? They all take time. So, you know, one of the things I lament as I stand here is like, yeah, part of what I'm giving you is something that you've already heard from me, maybe, but we're going to refresh that. But what the message is that we're continuing to meet, we're continuing to work hard, and we're having, you know, a lot of substantial things. One thing that we're talking about, and this is, I really need to stress this because I don't want our partners to get caught off guard with anything, is that, you know, our idea locally was like, how can we do something to kind of provide like a little shot in the arm to speed some things up, or to maybe see what the potential could be. And maybe for us to be able to get some perspective about what do the other destinations have to offer as well. And so what are those commonalities? So we're in a very, very early draft phase of trying to create a trip, try to replicate what a 1 day to 2 day experience would be.
Okay.
Right? So Cross the Bay comes here, we go there. We have like some little bit of job to do. We want to have fun with it, right? But a little bit of job to do, and how can we do it? Where are we now with that? Logistically, it's very difficult because many of the operators also have a schedule that they have to do. So we're in discussions. We've reached out to many of the stakeholders locally to see, you know, what would your interest be? How we do that? We're reaching out to operators of vessels. Can you do it? What would it look like? You know, and those conversations we had in the midst of the study too, which were very instructional. Like, hey man, we're gonna run a boat. You actually talk to an operator of a vessel, and you get a whole lot more information than
It's not that easy.
You know, that's what they do. And so those conversations were really good to have. So that's where we are. We have sort of a date, but it's going to really depend on our partners on the other side. The spirit of it is very similar to what Ms. Scott just presented, is to be able to pump some energy, get some good feedback, and show the possibility of what could happen. This may be phased out. It may not start as a 4-day-a-week, 4-month thing. It may start as maybe a couple trips a month. But if you can bring 100 visitors a month, right? 2 times?
Gotcha.
There's a start. Everything starts well. I'm a firm believer of trying to do medium to small things well instead of large things poorly, right? And that's, and I think as, you know, stewards of the taxpayer dollar, we also need to be very, you know, mindful of that as we go forward. I'd love to sit here and guarantee that this is gonna happen. And I'd love to be able to put a fine point on it and say it's gonna happen starting here, this date, next summer, would be great. That's what we do. That's what we're after. I can't, so it would be disingenuous of me to say that. But what I would like to leave you with is that the project's alive, we're working hard, we're working with our partners, we're exploring all types of avenues of transportation funding, things that could come in to actually assist us and different options as it goes. My personal preference, and I believe the preference locally, is that, you know, if this ended up being a local-ish operator that ended up doing that, that would be awesome,
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And so, you know, that's what we're here to do. And again, our goal is to make the county, and by virtue, the city, a good person, a nice place to live, work, and play. So that's really the gist of what I have. You know, certainly as things develop, we'll keep you up to date, we'll keep you up to speed on what's going on, and you know, it'll be a, you know, I don't try to speak in a whole lot of platitudes, I just want to be very
It's
frank
okay.
about where we are.
And we appreciate that, Clint. So yeah, thank you very much for coming, and that's what we need. We need to know that the project's still alive. That's number one. That's the biggest issue. I want council to understand. We need to understand as a community, the project's still alive. I know you might not have a whole lot of specifics and particulars, but, you know, we want to know what we can know, you know, in terms of, it's still a real project. It's probably gonna happen, and then, I mean, if it were to happen, are we talking years? Are we talking, what are we talking about?
It'd be really hard to say, and so, you know, what actually goes there? Are there business plans locally that are already there that could be shifted to say, okay, we can work this in, you know, a couple times a month, we can work a trip in there, or we can do that. Those are the type of things that will really kind of go. Who knows? There may be someone that there's been a lot of attention paid to this project locally, regionally, and really, well, nationally. I mean, we've had some national news outlets make some inquiries. There may be someone out there that says, you know what, I'm gonna take a flyer on this.
Okay.
And maybe I'll start small, right? Maybe I'll start in the southern route, right, instead of the northern route
Okay.
and go into Queen Anne's, Indianapolis, and Baltimore. We don't know that, but all we know is that our hard work will try to get us to that.
So let me make sure I understand though. So I think what you're looking at then is you're looking at providers who would do this as opposed to having like a vessel that's owned by whatever, all 5 counties, and it goes that way. That's not what you guys are looking at
The
necessarily.
study doesn't necessarily call for that.
Really?
Yeah, the study
Okay.
doesn't necessarily call for, you know, a,
Fast passenger ferry, I guess I
I'm
was
trying
just
to think of
thinking
the
what
word
that
that
is.
it would be, like, you know, like the Cape May Lewis ferry and that
Right.
would be an entire thing.
Right,
It doesn't preclude that.
okay,
And there may be ways that, you know, the entire system works together, and as they do. At this point, I think it's incumbent on us in each of our destinations to try to really see what we can do. But one thing I forgot to say is these itineraries that we're gonna put out, based on this trial run that, you know,
Okay.
again, may or may not happen, is in draft form. You know, those itineraries we'll also share, because I think they're also good things for us to point to as we market the town, and when people come in and like, these are the things we'd like to do. We know that we have a lot to offer. We
Right.
do, and as long as we can stay on brand, really be
Right.
very, very authentic in what it
Right,
is that
absolutely.
we're trying to do, I think that goes a long way.
okay, yeah, that was definitely helpful. Yeah, definitely very, very informative. So based on what you just told me though, is that the reason it's hard to put any kind of dollar figure on it? Because for anything, you would still have some guesstimate of what you think it might cost. I saw some things on it. I saw some things in the original thing, and
Right.
you know, but it highlighted like if you did a vessel, it might be $8 million, or if you did this. So you know, I didn't know how we could even, because we want to be able to add to, you know,
Sure.
something. Anyway,
Danny?
Yeah, so let me get back to whether it's one big ferry or multiple vessels.
System is the word.
So,
that's okay.
for those that remember, we have shore transit in the area now, we have that. We didn't always have shore transit, we had Somerset Commuter. Somerset County had its own commuter routes that serviced this area and would go. Worcester County had Worcester Ride, I believe is what it was called. Not sure why Comco. And then, it was very expensive
Got you.
to
I know
do
where you're
that, but
going.
we were all
Makes
operating.
sense.
So what they ended up doing was, they ended up bringing all the resources and the admin together, and it worked in that case to have it, but it doesn't necessarily mean in this case, but that's why it's a whole lot different to say, well, is it gonna be an $8 million vessel that we need to do the whole bay? Or is it gonna be that $1.5 million vessel, and we have 3 of them that are going up and down? And what's the infrastructure for the southern end for Chrisfield? Is it just that one vessel?
Right, and would that small start then lead to proof to say that, you know, the
Build
build
it all
out could
together.
happen?
That
Yeah.
makes sense, and that's a whole different way of thinking about what I was thinking about. So, yeah, because I thought it was a vessel, like one vessel, that's what I thought it was gonna be. Or maybe multiple vessels, but, yeah.
One last thing I'd like to say is that, like, one of the things that we committed ourselves to at the beginning was, you know, okay, so we're gonna have a study, right? And the county commissioners of Somerset County Board, you know, provided our match grant with some discussion, but they were very happy to get into it. I think they see the benefit of it. But we just didn't want to make a study to have another study, to point, right? We wanted to have a study to try to make that study active and a living document as it goes, and that's important to us. So that's what I want to leave you with, is that we're trying to do that. You know, that's really something there. Thank you for all this other information. This all helps us as we continue
Yes,
to try
across
to
the board.
market the area.
Absolutely.
And, you know, spring is sprung, so we're looking for a nice, we're looking for a nice season, and, you know, we've got some good things going from the tourism aspect of how we're marketing the area.
Good.
And some of the things that we're able to do that are a little bit different than traditional marketing that we've done, and they've paid a lot of dividends. So, check us out, www.visitsomerset.com. Tune in to Adam on Wednesdays, he's telling you all what to do and what's going on, and if you have a business venture, or something that's going on, please reach out to us so we can come and highlight you there. That's gotten a really good response.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So quickly, Councilman Goldsboro?
No, thank you guys for the work you're doing on this, it would be huge for us.
Oh, yeah. Vice Council?
No questions.
Thank you.
Councilwoman? Councilman Patel?
Yeah, just one thing. Can you touch on just a little bit on the positive from like a year ago in National Park Services? Like we identified our strength and just little numbers where when what they were looking for and how much of that stuff either we have or we already have.
Yeah, so the thing I wanted to point to, like, what are those things that these Chesapeake Bay destinations and towns, you know, what are the things that they need, right? They want safe streets and clean streets to walk on, right? They want access, one of the things, the opportunity to use the golf carts in Chrisfield is a huge thing when you really get outside of your silo and you start talking to other folks. You know, parks, playgrounds, open spaces, seaside
Bike
views,
trails or walking trails, or whatever that may be.
you
Yeah, I
know,
heard
those
a lot
type
about
of
that.
recreational opportunities. And you know, when I talk to, and those were the things that we were able to kind of point to. We know the challenges, you know, that folks have when running a business. We had a very nice dialogue with some restaurant owners in here maybe a few months ago. You know, things that we know what those things are, and so what we want to do is, you know, to create the volume of visitors that shine up those things that Councilman Patel is talking about, and that they know that they're there, and they want to take that trip, right? They want to go down a road that is a dead-end road. So what we're trying to do is not make it a dead-end road, right? Make the Chesapeake Bay a connector and not a divider, and to be able to access and put all those things together for the potential visitor. You know, people have only a finite amount of money that they spend on their trips, but we think that we can continue to point to those things that we have and the things that we can possibly have and the things that are in development to, you know, sort of market to those folks, and we're doing it. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much.
Appreciate the
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Yep.
we really appreciate you coming, because it's been an ongoing question, so thank you so much for doing that today.
You've got my number.
Thank you,
Yep.
Denise. Yep, absolutely, appreciate you guys. Okay. All right, Councilwoman Johnson?
I will try to be brief. I've got a lot of good information. As you've heard about Tri-County Council, I'm the representative for Somerset County.
Could you speak up just a little bit?
I'm the representative for Somerset County for the Tri-County Council of the Eastern Shore. And I was absent on last week, and reason being is because they had their meeting, and it's an important meeting for Princess Anne and Chrisville. And so I ran in quickly, and the mayor said, well, you're excused, you can go there. But at that meeting, as you heard Clint say, and Charlotte and Ms. Sufton say, they do regional planning, development, they assist with economic growth, job creation, and shore transit. And one of the things they did talk about last week, I know, as you know, some of them, we had the commuter. As a matter of fact, my employer, Somerset County Community Services, in conjunction with them, work with them so that some of our clients get back and forth to work. So they're rerouting the shore transit so people could, you know how you have a doctor's appointment, you have to go there and wait 2 or 3 hours until they pick up. So they're working on all of that. And it's interesting the things that they do and how much they offer to the communities. And so on last week, I had the occasion to talk to Miss Molly Hilligas, okay? And she stood up, and when she finished, I said, can I have that information? And it was help to access and retain home ownership. The Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta down payment assistance and rehab assistance for households earning less than 80% area median income. $40 million available, allowing each member of a financial institution. Hebden Savings Bank, Ms. Luann just retired, is one of those names listed. Hebden Savings Bank, First Shore Federal, Farmers Bank of Willard, Shore United Bank, Taylor Bank, Burke and Herbert, and Bank of Ocean City. They're allowing these financial institutions to apply for up to $750,000 to distribute as grants for up to $117,500 for first-time home buyers, and up to $20,000 for community partners such as employed or retired law enforcement officers, educators, firefighters, healthcare workers, veterans, and surviving spouses and other first responders, and up to $25,000 for homeowners to rehabilitate a home either impacted by a natural disaster or requiring high-cost improvements. For households earning between 80.1% and 120%, $20 million is available through the Workforce Housing Plus program. Now, I know I'm going kind of fast because I don't want to hold the meeting, but these will be available. I'm going to ask the Fabian to put them on our city's webpage. And the other thing is Habitat for Humanity in Wycomico County. They have a down payment assistance program. Their nonprofit agency will offer an additional down payment assistance for first-time home buyers that earn under 80% of area median income based on the number of people in the household. And this can be layered with the other down payment that I just spoke of. The amount varies, but it's based on helping the family obtain their first mortgage at 30% of their gross income. Applicants and realtors and the clients, they have the name who you can call. But the other part of that was to say these are the things that they offer there. Brick by brick, the neighborhood housing services, Habitat for Humanity, and I do know somebody that just finished the free home ownership education course, and they said they really enjoyed it. I was supposed, Miss Holly, gosh, I'm saying her name right. I apologize on Facebook Live, Miss Molly, if I'm saying your name wrong. Was supposed to be here and send somebody. But one of the interesting things for me is that she had, and I didn't get print this out, they have a critical home repair program. And I know this is critical to a lot of people because I have so many people that call me, and Casey can attest to this, looking for shore up and help from the county. But they have a program which is they do roof replacement, window replacement, exterior door replacement, mold remediation, pest remediation, including bed bugs, wow. Plumbing issues, including welding septic, which I've gotten a lot of calls about that. HVAC repair or replacement, structural issues, age-in-place modifications to address, wait a minute, I'm done with my phone, tripping hazards and mobility issues, tree removal, I actually had somebody call about that. A critical home repair includes most indoor or outdoor home repair that mitigates a health and or safety issue. And this was important, so after the meeting, I asked her to give me this information and to come down. She couldn't make it today, her nor Steve, but she will be down in April, either the second meeting or fourth meeting. She's still gonna come, because I might have forgotten to mention something that she may say that's more important. But this information, here are some flyers right here on the table. This information, I think, is crucial important, because just like I said, I've gotten calls about all of you, especially people having problems with their septic tanks and all. People just don't have money for those kind of things. So when she stood up and said that this is a new program we're doing, I thought, oh, wow, and I asked her would she come down. So, like I said, you can see it from here. I don't have this flyer printed out, but I will have it on our city's webpage. And if you, I don't want to put no more work on the city workers, but also I'm gonna try and make sure there are copies at City Hall. So if you don't, some people are not Facebook Live, if you don't have Facebook, those of you that can hear me can just stop in and pick up this information. But I just thought it was, crucial, especially this part, because a lot of people that own homes are having a hard time struggling in this day's economy to do these types of things. So like I said, she's gonna be here in a couple of weeks and she'll share what I've already shared, but she may share more. And like I said, we'll have this information available for you. And Tri-County Council is a good resource for all communities. There's just so many things and resources that they offer. And I almost didn't make it because I was a little late. And when I got there, they talk about it a little bit, but this was important to me. Because just like I said, I know a lot of people want to buy a home and just don't have the money. And when I saw that Hebron Savings was one of the banks, I thought, oh great, we have a Hebron Savings in Chrisfield. Because there are so many banks that were listed that are not in our areas. So I was appreciative of the fact that I had overlooked it at first. But like I said, this information will be available, and if you have any questions, you can give me a call, email me, or reach out to City Hall and get this information. I know I went kind of fast, but.
That was good, Councilwoman Johnson. I just want to make sure that I understand, because I do know that we have a couple folks here who are interested in the home ownership
Yeah.
program. So how will that work?
What it is that they will, that's why I wanted her to come. Because I
Okay,
wasn't
all right,
sure.
so she can
But
tell
what
us
they do is they will go to, apparently this information will be sent to the banks, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, all right,
And the
okay.
bank will have this information, and you'll be able to go to the bank and apply for this information. And what was so interesting, that each bank will be able to apply to up to $750 to distribute as grants. And one of the other things, I think I saw it on here somewhere, they have 0%, I might have been on this one. I think, oh yeah, it might have been on this one. This was for home repairs. I think they had 0% loans, interest loans and grants available to eligible homeowners for the critical home. But I think this information, like I said, I wanted her to come because I wanted to sit there.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
gonna be sent to the bank
Okay.
of your choosing.
So we'll be able to get
Yeah.
out to our residents how they can go and apply for these funds. And also, if you would get Peter copies of
I
the
will.
critical home repair, because him
Yeah.
and Mitch, when they are doing code enforcement, we want to make sure that our residents know where they can go and get help for some of the home repairs they need.
And it said DPA assistance is a 5-year forgivable grant. I did see that. I didn't say
Okay,
that.
after 5 years, they
But,
don't have
yeah.
to worry about paying it
Yeah.
back if they sell or whatever.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and like I said, I wanted her to come, like I said, for some reason, we got our messages froze, and she couldn't be here today, she was gonna send somebody.
That's fine.
But she will be here in April, and I'll try to make sure that it's on Facebook, so if anybody does have any questions and wants, I know there's some people I invited to the meeting, that anybody wants to get information from her, in case I'm not giving you all the correct information. But I thought it was good information and important information for some of the people in the community that are trying to buy homes and don't have money for a down payment, so.
Fantastic, thank
Okay, got
you.
it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions? Vice Council, question? Councilman Patel?
Thank you, Councilman.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll make sure that this information gets distributed and,
And there's still a few flyers, and there are still a few flyers up here on the front table, for those of you that are here tonight.
Fantastic, and mine's gonna be quick as well. I am just really ecstatic about the fact that it looks like our FEMA project will be able to move once again, our $36 million award from FEMA. We did get word that we would receive priority funding as that opens back up, and then we were also able to, we're working to resubmit that, the next $35 million, which was the northern half of the FEMA. I'm looking at Jen as I talk. because she's our person. So I just want to let everybody know that we did get official word that it looks like that's going to start moving again. We don't know what it's going to look like when it ends up, but I want to special thank you to Casey who alerted me that we could expect some movement because other places were having some movement, which was really good to hear. And so, and I know, Peter, you sent me a lot of information as well, so thank you guys for keeping us. You know, this is transformative for Chrisville as well. And if you guys didn't get an opportunity yet to go by City Hall, there's a whole big billboard that shows you what that program looks like. So if you go in to pay your taxes, please make sure you stop and look at that billboard. You'll get to see what that whole project looks like, which is basically building a seawall around our community using mostly existing infrastructure. And where there is none, raising roads and building berms and all of that, right? Okay, so that's really all I have to say for that one, but it's exciting news. Thanks be to God. I am really, really happy to hear that all that work, you know, more than 2 years worth of work, it looks like will come back around again. Okay. Any questions, council? Council, I think you guys have heard me say this over and over. Now we have the pleasure. This is not Mrs. Hires. I am so happy to see you, Mr. Sutherland.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming. Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Thank you to the council, to the public for your continued support for the
Amazing
arts
job.
and
Yes.
the A&E district. I guess what I'm here tonight for is to get approval to apply for the grant that we do every year, the annual operating grant. And this year, we're gonna ask for $20,000, last year for 18.
Okay. Okay.
So that's, you know, it takes care of all the operating expenses, just the day-to-day operation of keeping it going. We've had a lot of success this last year, just really a lot of great things happen with the exhibits. We have, the last one we had just recently, over 100 people showed up.
Miss Winnie.
That's right.
Oh
Miss
my
Winnie
God,
Pruitt, yeah.
okay, fantastic.
And everything we've done has just been, you know, and I think there's an excitement in this town
Yes.
about all the things we've talked about tonight. And it just seems like we're moving forward. And I know Ms. Hires had a presentation to give tonight, and she had a family emergency.
Yes.
So our thoughts and prayers are with her and her
Absolutely.
family.
Absolutely.
But other than that, I don't know what, you know, we've just got a lot going on.
Fantastic. And this grant does support the work that she does with you guys too, Cheryl does.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, we've seen wonderful things coming out. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and I just want to thank you. And thank you personally, because you always show up and always do a great show.
Well, thank you.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It is a little warm in here, so I'm sorry, guys.
It's only $20,000. It seems like a pittance compared to $300 million, so.
But it's a part. It's a part of what makes
After
it
hearing
all
all
come.
that, it's like, you know,
No, it's a part of what makes it all come together. No. And that's, it's all the pieces together which make it important, so thank you. I mean, you guys do an amazing job, you know, I come out whenever I can. And I thank you guys, do the same. And I'll say to Kurt and those guys, I know you guys are working a lot more as a unit, isn't that right? Because we're all the Arts and Entertainment District, right? The whole district is Arts and Entertainment, so I'm glad to see that you guys are.
We have a great partnership.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that.
In the theater, we want to include more entertainment with the arts and entertainment.
Yeah, I've come to things that you guys have had here and things that they've had there, and I like seeing you guys work together, so, because it makes it that much bigger, that much better. So, again, I want to thank you guys. At this point, I wanted council to be aware and to provide approval for us to sign this letter of agreement for the operating grant that they have. So, yeah, we need a motion.
I move that we give A&E the approval for the operation grant again this year in the amount of $20,000.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Definitely. Do you guys have any questions for him before we let him go? You guys, no questions? Councilman Patel?
And Brian, if I'm correct, you are the seated president, right?
Chair.
Chairman of
Sure.
A&E, right?
We've got a great board. We've
Thank you.
got 12 people, and just about every aspect of Chrisfield is represented and our board.
Fantastic. And I know you serve on a lot of different things. I've appreciated, I'm seeing you step out there. And you've been fantastic, honestly, a great advocate for us as well. Councilman Battaglia, did you have anything?
Nope, thank you, Brian.
Yep, thank you guys. Yep, so we're doing good. I'll get these guys to sign this. Let's see who signs it. This might just be me. This is probably just me, but I'll take care of it. Thank you so much, absolutely. All right, we are moving along. We really are. Thank you guys so much. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. And now we're gonna do our recommendation for the interpretive sign selection. Ms. Jennifer, where'd she go? Oh, there she is. She's back there. Okay. Okay, Ms. Jen. Tell us about what this is and what we're doing here.
Okay, so you all might remember some years back, 333 West Main was a 3-story high brick building near City Hall, and it was in danger of caving into the street. So the Department of Housing and Community Development, which normally only funds the restoration of buildings, kind of funded that on an emergency basis to be demolished for the safety of the city. But as mitigation, because it was a historic building, we had to install interpretive signage. So Cheryl Hires, who couldn't be here tonight, assisted with this project. We received 2 bids, one from Gardner Signs and one for iZone. The review committee selected iZone for recommendation to the mayor and council for award. And the next slide shows an example of iZone signage. And so this is the signage at Shiloh, right?
Yep.
Installed by Beach to Bay. So you can see they do a very professional weatherproof signage. It was definitely the more detailed of the 2 bids. So I'd just like to request your approval to award that bid.
And it was way, way under what we have, so we're looking at what we can do with the funding that may be left, but installation is not part of this, correct?
Installation is not part of this, that will be a separate cost.
Okay, but it would be included in what funds are available from the grant,
Yes,
right?
we have grant funds available for it.
Okay, all right, yep. So can we get a motion?
Make a motion that we approve this bid. We give her approval
That's it.
to award this bid
For
for the iZone.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you guys, and thank you Jennifer for that one, and yep, since you were already here, we're gonna let you do the next one real quick.
Okay, so, next slide, please. So, George Mason, the council approved last year, being part of an application with George Mason University, to basically move forward the EPA Office of Research and Development project. So the way that working relationship came about with George Mason University is they were part of the Nature Conservancy project that took place a few years ago. They were one of the partners and did the modeling and mapping involved in that. And they had reached out to us last year and asked if we would participate in a National Fish and Wildlife Foundation application. These are very extremely competitive applications. It was not awarded at that time, so they've reached out to ask if we would be interested in pursuing it again. It's already developed,
Yeah.
so, and George Mason University does have a meeting set up tomorrow to see if they can follow up on if there's anything they could do to make the application stronger this time around.
And what was it actually funding though, Jen?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, so what it was funding, so the EPA Office of Research and Development had looked into nature-based solutions that did things like marsh restoration, living breakwaters, living shorelines, green infrastructure that slows down storm surge. So what this would do is a 30% engineering design for the solutions that EPA looked at, which basically makes us shovel-ready and more competitive for grant applications to implement.
Wasn't this affecting a specific area though? Was it Long Point or Great Point? It wasn't for either of those?
Not for this one.
Okay.
So we did do applications for Long Point and Great Point, but this particular application is looking across all the projects which project, feasibility and alternatives analysis, so which projects are most fundable, permitting pathways. It just basically gets us closer to, you know, what the grants like to see that you have more. What we have now is kind of a concept, and they're looking for partial design.
Okay, so what would we get out of this?
If it's awarded, and I should have included exactly what the admin costs were in the budget. I did not include that in the slide, I don't have it on the top of my head.
That's all right.
But the city would manage the engineering and outreach parts of the project and would receive some funding as well.
But we're not the lead on it.
We are not the lead.
George Mason is the lead on it. We
George
don't have a
Mason.
match or anything associated with this. I just want to make all that clear because we're doing so much. I just want folks to understand, if we apply for this, we're just applying with them to do the outreach and a little part of the engineering. But and so we would receive funding to do that, but we wouldn't have to manage the project and
We are not the lead on the
financial
grant,
commitment in terms
which we
of.
love, right?
Absolutely, we do. So for us, it's really just a question, do we just want to go in with them again as a partner, and hopefully this time they could get it. So that's really the question for everybody. And so we need a motion to do it or not do it. If you guys have questions, you can ask her before we do a motion. Anybody have questions on this?
Already in motion.
Question,
No
Councilman?
question.
Okay. We need a motion to be able to partner with George Mason University again to apply for the National Fish and Wildlife Grant. Can we get a motion?
Motion to approve to apply for the grant with George Mason University.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you very much, Ms. Jennifer. Okay, Councilman, you gonna let us know how things are going with our with the cemetery?
Yeah, so really brief, we've had a meeting this past 2 weeks. Mr. Dave Thompson's here as well, he's on the committee. We've got a lot of progress moving in the right direction. We've had conversations with a contractor about continuing their service for the graveyard and looking to, for this year, where the Lions is gonna do the first half of the year of the cutting floors, because we're not a nonprofit just yet. We'll hopefully receive our nonprofit status. We're estimating in June or July.
Okay.
We kind of hit the tax office at the worst time of year, but you know, it happens. What we're currently doing is we're having conversations amongst ourselves to focus on, number one, understanding the graveyard, because a lot that's going into this graveyard is what is cut and what is cut privately. So in the past, it's been cut mainly by one contractor who was paid by the Women's Civic Committee. However, he has knowledge of multiple lots and plots that haven't been cut by him because the home or the family comes in and cuts said lots. So we don't want to interrupt or get in the way of them. We want that to keep happening. So he's going to kind of walk us through the graveyard one day so we can document this all ourselves, make sure that we're aware of it. He is willing to hopefully stay on for another year of cutting it and maintaining it, especially while we start the process of looking at fundraising and how to keep this nonprofit alive for the future. In the meantime, if you are willing to donate, please.
You gotta put that up on the screen.
Because we cannot accept money at this point yet. Please be sure to send all the donations to the Crisfield Lions Charitable Foundation, P.O. Box 128, Crisfield, Maryland, 21817.
Can we get that? But we can get that put up on our Facebook and website. LaFabian, absolutely. You can take care of getting that put up.
That's going to go on the Lions Club account, which they've got a good sum of money there, and that will be transferred over to us once our nonprofit status is there. But right now, we're not trying to just have people give us money without that status.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're looking forward to June. We got a lot of work to do in the meantime. But come June, hopefully we'll be ready to go and hopefully start some fundraisers by then.
Well, good. And it's grass cutting season, so you're set for this year.
So
is what you're telling me.
The money that the Lions has is enough to cover for this year with a little bit of adding. So we can work around that of getting this year done. We're going to lock our contractor down to a contract by, I'm hoping, definitely by the end of April, but we're
Okay.
meeting the 1st of April to have that conversation. I'm gonna have the works coming around. I'm gonna have the contract wrote up,
Got you.
and as long as the board agrees on it, we'll propose it to the contractor, and then we'll move forward. Our goal is in the future to look at, number one, bidding it out as a whole
Yeah.
for other people to bid on, and number two, looking at ways of saving money, whether that's having people come in and weed eat for the contractor, which will cut down on money, whether that be incarcerated individuals or different ways through the county. But all that is a long project. Right now, we're just worried about making sure this grass is cut, especially for Memorial Day service, which is coming up soon.
Yeah.
And just making sure this year is not gonna be a problem like last year was.
Fantastic. I'm sure the citizens will be glad to hear that, so thank you. Thank you very much. Any questions for him?
Thank you.
Questions? Councilman Patel?
No question.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you, Dave, too. I know that you did a lot of research to get this thing kicked off, and we appreciate that, too. Absolutely. Thank you, guys, for what you're doing. Okay. Good. Now we're going to talk about, we always have you at the end. No, we so somebody, you can stay awake. Thank you. He's going to work on the Chrisville Neighborhood Watch Resolution. He's going to, what we came up with after our conversations, making sure that they do know they do have city support. I think that's important. And then whatever else, Andrew will tell us what we're pledging to.
Just as I've requested the last meeting, we talked about whether a proclamation versus a resolution. So the city is going to offer the space in the Corbin as originally discussed. I've talked to Joyce about executing the logistics of that, followed up with your request, Councilman Goldsboro, that there not be another conflicting meeting at that time. So their proposed date works. So this is a resolution sort of acknowledging the city's support for the Neighborhood Watch and making the room available for them to meet. So
Fantastic. Do we need to read, or do we just?
I can read it, or I just summarized it, whatever makes you.
What it's you guys' preference.
It's in here.
Okay, I know Councilman Patel may not be in front of him, but are you okay, Councilman Patel, with the summary, or would you like it to be read?
You can read it.
That's fine. I got confidence on all of you.
So the mayor and council pledge their support to the Neighborhood Watch Group and its volunteers, and the group may utilize the Corbin Library on the third Thursday of every month, beginning at 6 p.m. as a meeting space. That's
Perfect. Okay, so we just have to get a motion to approve it, correct?
correct.
Okay. All right, can I get a motion?
Motion to approve resolution, what's the number again? 498.
Second.
For the Neighborhood Watch and its support for the city and all that's inside of the resolution. Thank you.
No, you're fine, you go.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Councilman
Aye.
Patel?
Aye.
There you go. Thank you, unanimously carried. Thank you guys very much, and thank you for what you guys are doing with the Neighborhood Watch. It's huge. It is huge, and it's good to see you always, Nelson. Twice, and then hadn't seen you for a long, long time, so.
Appreciate you guys too, thank you.
No, you guys are doing fantastic work. We need it. Thank you so much. And we got one more resolution?
Correct.
Go
So
through?
this is resolution number 499. So last meeting, there was the discussion about the legislature's looking at forming a task force to look at allowing municipalities to look at different sources of revenues. That Maryland's only one of 6 states that fails to share tax revenue from the sale of goods or services with local governments, or allow those governments to collect it themselves. And so MML was asking for municipal outreach, pass a resolution in support, so that's what this resolution does. It's the city supporting House Bill 1142 and urge the House Ways and Means Committee to issue a favorable report and to issue this to Senator Carrozza, delegate for 38A, and the staff of the MML. So the good news is this is actually going to be set for hearing in the Senate next Tuesday, the 31st.
Okay.
So.
Does it have a number yet for the Senate?
Does not, checked. So I don't know what maybe because this isn't going to be legislation, it doesn't need, I'm not overly familiar with the full inner workings, but I have been following it on the General Assembly website. So this is just for a task force. There's not a right to start taxing come
Right.
October 1st, so may not need that complimentary mimic bill.
Oh, I got you.
Might just need approval of the Senate, forward to the governor's signature.
Okay.
So, that's what this resolution does. I know Pocomoke's trying to pass something similar to get it as much support as possible,
And Princess Anne as well.
Princess Anne as well,
Mhm.
okay.
Absolutely. So we're all in favor of this, and just as Andrew said, this is really about, having a task force that can look at how can municipalities get revenue. We know that right now it's just all based on taxes, and that just doesn't work. It's not enough. We can't keep taxing our citizens. What are the other ways to get revenue? And that's what this task force is supposed to do. So we are all, from a municipal level, all the mayors that I meet with on a monthly basis, we are all really excited that they are proposing a task force to look at what are the opportunities, the sources that we can look at for revenue, because we need it. And as you guys know, we looked at our debt ceiling tonight. We need revenue. That really is the bottom line. So, Andrew, thank you for putting this together. And if anybody have any questions on it? Anybody? Okay. That being said, could someone make a motion?
We make a motion that we accept resolution resolution number 499.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Councilman Patel?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep, we appreciate it. So is that resolution up here for us to sign?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
Okay. All right, okay. All right. Oh, okay, fantastic. Yes, I am so excited. We have with us tonight a recent retiree. Is the official retirement today of Miss Luann from Hebron Savings Bank. She has been there for some time, and she has been such a treasure for our community. I can personally attest to that. So she's done so much for the city. There's no question about that. Hebron Bank and all the work that you've done for the city, and personally the work that you did for It Takes a Village. I just want to thank you because we moved our accounts there to Hebron because of your support. When we were trying to figure out how to do the PPE and our bank said we can't help you, Miss Luann sat down with me for hours and went through the entire process, and that's just the person that you are. And so we wanted to provide this resolution to you that says, the City of Crisfield proclamation of congratulations to Ms. Luann Brown on her retirement, this 25th day of March 2026. Whereas Mrs. Lou Brown, Assistant Vice President and Branch Manager of Hebron Savings Bank of Crisfield, will be entering the highly anticipated and wonderful phase of her life, known as retirement, on Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. And whereas Luann has provided excellent service to the City of Crisfield and its residents for more than 23 years. And whereas Luann exemplifies what it means to be a hometown banker, offering personalized service through her warmth, friendliness, and professionalism. And whereas Luann could always be counted on to go above and beyond to provide assistance to every customer, offering sound advice and guidance for their ever banking need. Now therefore, be it resolved that the City of Crisfield is deeply grateful for the support Mrs. Lou Brown has provided to our community. And we join with her family, friends, and colleagues in wishing her a wonderful and much-deserved retirement. As witness our hand is sealed this 25th day of March, 2026. Darlene Taylor, Mayor, Eric Banks, Council Vice President, Casey Goldsboro, Councilman, Laverne Johnson, Councilwoman, Ivan Langford, Councilman, Hitesh Patel, Councilman. Thank you. Can you come up and receive it? You guys come with me? Absolutely.
Thank you. It's been an honor to serve the Crisfield community.
Ms. Brown, somebody asked me before I came to the meeting tonight, what was going on at Hebron Bank. There was all these cars. I said, Ms. Brown's up there giving money away.
Don't tell them. They might put me in jail.
I went up today and you couldn't get in her office for all the flowers and the gifts and things like that. And it speaks volumes. It does. It says who you are. Come this way a little bit more. And we're gonna get Councilwoman Johnson out here, and we're gonna come down this way a little bit more, and we'll put you in the middle. Well, wait a minute, we need two on each side, so where you going?
Brian and Brandon, if you want to check down.
Over here, yeah.
Okay, then put you on the other side, okay. I don't know what we're doing.
What they're going to put the short things together.
You are, you wanna get over there? Luann, you, so you can hold that, yep. We're good? Okay, thank you so much, Luann, you are amazing, and we appreciate you, thank you.
Customers gonna miss you, I believe.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it's still quarter on. Okay. And I just want to acknowledge, he is not here with us this evening. I don't know, I saw the chief was here earlier, but I guess he had to leave. Oh, you moved so that someone else could have a seat. Wasn't that nice? Thank you, that's who he is, absolutely. I wanted to acknowledge that, it's not lieutenant, right? Is it? It's captain. Captain! Captain Lonnie Lucky will be retiring from Chrisfield Police Force. He's been here for 21 years. He came to us from Baltimore. You guys with me? He came to us from Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been here for 21 years. And he spent 10 years in the Marine Corps. So he has been a fixture in our Chrisfield community. He has given so much support to us. And we are just so sorry to see him go, but we're happy for him, that he gets an opportunity to enjoy his retirement. And he will be having a celebration on May the 8th, so it's at the American Legion. So yeah, so for 21 years of service, it's gonna be at the American Legion at 6 o'clock. And we will have a flyer out, but you can RSVP to Bernice, at the police department. We just want to thank him for his amazing service. We'll give him his resolution and his flowers and everything when he does officially retire. But his last day was March 16th was his last day with us. Official retirement, April the 1st, and his party again will be May the 8th down at the American Legion. So if you see him around, please thank him for his service. He's done an amazing job for the city of Chrisfield all of these years. He filled in for us even when we needed a chief. So he's functioned in every role imaginable, and we're grateful to him for that. Okay, at this point, we've got public input.
Just have.
Sure. Come on.
Just, it has to do with the ferry system.
Okay, absolutely.
When I worked, I had the diploma in banking, but I also have one in travel, for all facets of travel. So he's talking about excursions and things for the ferry. I'm gonna make this short. I can do that, and I can put Chrisfield on the map with things that we do have to do here. I would suggest we get some paddle boats, or, you know, the ones that you use with your feet, maybe a banana boat, different things that they can do when they come here that are not expensive, but they're fun. If we have someone to take them to the bike routes, they come on the ferry, different things that we can do and promote easily and put together. We need it done as an agenda, we need a flyer, we need something they can open up and see and do. They can also need them to book it ahead of time. So we can do this, it's simple. He's saying, I don't know what to do, we can do it as a town, it'll be great. That's all I have to say.
I love it, and thank you very much. We'll put you on the marketing committee.
I'll do it.
Fantastic, absolutely. No, we appreciate that, thank you. Any more public input? We have a visitor, but I know she's not gonna give us any input tonight, but she's visiting and I appreciate it. Any more public input? Okay, we're excited. We have youth council with us tonight. It's been a little while because they are so busy over there at the school. But thank you so much, Mr. Brittingham, for being with us tonight. Troy. Okay, all right. I am so sorry.
You're fine.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it short,
Trenton.
sweet. Yeah, there you
Okay, I had to get it. It's a T and an R, but it's
Yeah.
Trenton. Okay, Brittingham.
All right. So winter sports, well, spring sports are kicking off. Winter sports just ended. Well, I should have said this first, but proud to announce that I was accepted in the UBS for electrical engineering.
So you're graduating?
The this year.
Oh, my goodness.
And good thing, my job said they would, move me up to engineer when I graduate. So that's a good plan.
I love it. What job?
I work in Princess Anne. It's a defense place.
Really? You're a defense contractor in Princess Anne? Is it in the,
Industrial park.
It is. Okay,
And we're
wonderful.
having multiple businesses down there expanding into that network of RF filters, etc.
Oh, that's amazing. That's like what I used to do. I love it. Yes, it's fantastic.
And the tech school just had a job fair, so that was really good for us to be there. All grades were welcome. But it was mainly focused on seniors because you don't want to graduate and be like, oh, what do I do? So it was a good connect. I met a lot of good people, got a lot of good phone numbers, emails, put my name and resume out there. And it was a good first step because I talked to my brother and sister who had graduated multiple previous years ago. And they were like, well, when I was in school, we didn't have that.
Right.
So, I mean, it allowed us to have resume building, build connections at 17, 18, even a little bit younger years old compared to graduating and not having anywhere to go. So, that's all I have. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Thank
And what's coming up? When is graduation?
June 5th.
June the 5th?
Oh, also, skills. Skills USA, starting somewhere after spring break. We're still determining. I'm doing extemporaneous speaking, but we have, I think, 5 or 6.
You're doing what? I'm sorry.
Extemporaneous speaking.
I don't know. Oh, extemporaneous speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Okay. All right. Are you on debate club or something? Or you just okay?
I'm just a member, so I participate in all the competitions. And I just applied to be a national voting delegate for skills, and I will be gone June 2nd through the 4th, because that's graduation.
Yeah, you might not want to do that.
No, I can't do that.
Absolutely.
And I'll be in Atlanta for a week, and it gives me the experience on how the Skills USA works, how the judging and the competition runs, and I feel like it'll be a good run for me.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm very proud of you. No question.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. Any questions, guys?
Thank you.
Oh, congratulations on everything. Absolutely. But that just means we're gonna have to replace them. That's why I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'll still come back and visit, don't worry, I'll still come back. I won't be a stranger.
Please, please, please. Thank you so much, Trent. Yep.
Have a good night.
Absolutely. You too. Okay.
Talia,
Go ahead.
got accepted at Salisbury University.
Oh,
So she graduated
fantastic.
this year too, but she had teeth pulled, so that's why
Oh,
she's not.
okay, okay. So that's our other youth council, is Tylea, yeah, Lane. Absolutely, and we're very, very proud of them both. Thank you. Okay. And at this time, we have got council comments. We're getting right on down. I'm looking around. I don't think I missed anything. So we're gonna jump up there to you, Councilman Patel, and let you go first tonight.
Good job, everybody. Thank you. And that's it. Keep it short. It's almost 8 o'clock. Time for everybody to go home, I guess.
They're ready. Thank you so much, Councilman Patel. Okay, Councilwoman Johnson, what you got?
Real quick, as you know, some of you already know, 413, was it 413 tax and taxes down across on
Okay.
Far Hall is open. And a lot of people are enjoying the fact that they don't have to go to Princess Anne or Salisbury, so she is open for business. I hit a roadblock with Zips Cleaners. They didn't feel like they had enough
business yet.
Yeah, business
Yeah,
here.
enough business.
And I
here.
explained
Okay.
to them, I did a pitch. I think Steve was on there with me, right? Because they were gonna rent his building. I told them the fire halls across the street with uniforms, the cheerleaders at the high school, the band.
Right.
I said it all, but they kind of felt like they were gonna wait a while. They haven't given up yet, but I'm still working on trying to get them. And then one other thing is on April it's from 2nd, it's on Thursday, yeah. The Somerset County is doing the unveiling of the Asbury College Cemetery signage. So that'll be at 2 o'clock.
1?
Oh, 1 o'clock, I'm wrong.
One
It'll be at
o'clock.
1 o'clock, but the reception following will be at 2 o'clock at Shiloh.
Okay, good.
And the location for this will be at the,
Union Asbury
Asbury
Cemetery?
Cemetery,
Yep.
African American Cemetery.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Vice Counsel?
Yes, just one report for, of course, I'll give my thank yous as well. But one report from the Design Collective for the designs for the Chrisville City Dock upgrade. I did meet with the team last week, And it was a while, I shared it with the mayor. They did redo some designs. And so they want to get them to me, they said within a week, and then I'll share them amongst the mayor and council, and then, of course, we'll set a meeting with them and go from there. So they are moving on it, but these designs are really a big difference in what we were dealing with. The stage was the main issue.
I can't wait.
It was, I like it. Again, thank everybody that reported tonight, new information, the mapping for the city. This is really big for the city to be able to put this in perspective, so I want to thank that Charlotte has done and what was laid on her heart, and of course, she's always been a leader here and served here as council, so thank you, and then thank all the department heads and everybody that's doing what they're doing to make Chrisville great again. Should I use that word? Great again.
We're good. We're good. Vice Councilman Goldsboro, what you got?
Just keeping it short, you know, it's exciting times when you look at the city of Chrisfield. We've got 313 million potential investment. You know, it is potential, and I understand that, but that's a crazy amount of money when you think about it in the long run. Second thing, hopefully with the graveyard, everything will be running smooth this year, and you'll see a lot more signage and imaging of us out there, so we'll be more known. And then the last thing that I want to leave with, Easter is coming up. I think this is the last meeting before Easter, so please keep in mind that there's plenty of egg hunting around. I know the American Legion and the, I don't know.
Is it Elks?
The Elks, yes, okay.
All right, okay.
They do them on the same day. I believe it's April 4th this year, is that right? And they're one after the other. Yep, so come on out, support it. It's a great event. We take our daughter out there every year. She absolutely loves the amount of eggs that are thrown. But other than that, that's it.
Fantastic, guys, and my thanks to everybody. There's a lot going on. You see the comment here about Business View Magazine. You know, one of the things that we're doing is we're trying to create visibility in Chrisfield, and that's huge. So a little while ago, we had gotten a call from someone, I had a clue, Al Jazeera, did I say it right?
You did.
I was like, who is that? You know, it turns out they are a widely, nationally known, international news media. And they came and they did an article on Chrisfield. I haven't seen it yet, but they did. They came and they did an article. But then I got a call from Business View Magazine. I'm like, who are they? So they're going to do a 6 to 8 page spread on Chrisfield. They're going to come down here. They're globally, nationally known too. It's a very, very wide distribution. So they're going to come and they want to talk about Chrisfield. And they were really interested in the collaborative aspect. The fact that we have collaborated with so many agencies to get things done. That's huge. Because all the stuff that you saw, a lot of the stuff that you saw is based on partnerships. And so the city, that's one of the things that we have really drilled on. Partnerships, partnerships, partnerships. So I just want you guys to be aware that they're going to be looking for interviews and things like that coming up pretty soon. I'm not sure when they're going to come. I missed the deadline to meet with them for their May-June issue, so it won't come out until their following issue. But it is definitely coming, and I was excited because what it does is it gives visibility to the town so that people can see what we're doing here and hopefully will come. And yeah, positive feedback, and they will hopefully come and tour our town. So I was really excited about that. And then let me just quickly shout out to Randy Laird, who helped us get through that process of helping us get rid of debris at one of the demolished houses. So I wanted to thank him. I know he carried that forward to the county. I want to thank the whole county because they voted for it. And then I got a call from the Exalted Ruler for the 194 Pride Lodge. Pride Lodge 194, the Elks. Here they have their organization weekend coming up, April the 17th. They'll have open house, and they invited all council. Well, everybody's invited, but definitely they want a special invitation to council for that weekend. You can come out anytime and join them. I promised to announce about the gala for the Greater Chrisfield Action Coalition. That's happening on April the 10th, and you put that on our website and Facebook page as well. They're going to have a big gala at Kings Bay Mansion. So if you've never been there, it is beautiful. It is a really nice place. They did that some years ago, and I remember going. So they have limited availability. Tickets are $125, and then they have a place for you to actually purchase them. So it's the Greater Chrisfield Action Coalition. GCAC. Yeah, GCAC. This is their annual fundraiser. So definitely want everybody to be aware of that. And then, I think, help me out here, Casey. So there's another program, Peter, one of the things that we're doing, we have our code enforcement that is trying to improve things around, you know. So they're going out, but we also want to try to help homeowners to make repairs. Because a lot of our homeowners are on fixed income, they can't make a lot of repairs. So we're looking for opportunities for repairs for them. We have limited funds, maybe $50,000. We're gonna do some home facade, we're gonna give out some home facade money, you know, for some of those repairs. But there's a program that already exists. Help me, Casey. What's that program?
As best as I can without getting into trouble, Andrew, guide me a little bit.
You're not gonna get into trouble for explaining a program that the county has.
I would
even if
hope
you're
not,
there.
but
You're not.
it does.
No,
Okay.
no, you're not.
So there's multiple programs of the counties. It's not just a grant program.
Okay.
There is a lot of stipulations with them, though. That's the one thing that
Okay.
people need to understand. There's a lot of requirements that people have to keep in place, but there is potential for a $40,000 grant to rehab homes for necessity needs. So roof, floors, water heaters. I mean, the program has been around since, I believe, the 70s. It's been a long time the county's ran it.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal program. We
Okay.
recommend everybody to call our office at Somerset County Planning and Zoning.
Okay.
We can pre-qualify you. That does not mean you're going to get funding immediately
Okay.
because there is building a wait list now.
Okay.
However, it does not mean that we're not going to come out and help. So for homes that are severely damaged, and by severely damaged meaning if you are prone to flooding, if you have a bad roof and your floors are bad, the county actually has 0% interest loans that they do through HUD, that goes through another loan company. It's a 20-year deferment on most loans and a 0% interest.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, if you're having problems with your home and you need home repairs, please feel free to call your county complex for the planning and zoning office. You know, speak with Stephanie Underwood or myself while you're there, and you know, we can hopefully assist you.
So help me. Yeah, I mean, and we want our homeowners to know about it. So there was a flyer. Is this your flyer?
Yep, they made it.
Okay, so that's the flyer, and this is also your brochure? Okay, so what I've asked Peter and Mitch to do is, if we went to a person's home and we gave them a citation, or we said you need repairs, we want to send them these flyers.
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
So
that's
then they
perfectly
can contact the county and see if there's money there that might help them with their repairs. So as opposed to just saying, hey, you know, we're gonna fine you if you don't do X, Y, Z, here's a place to go and possibly can get some help for those repairs.
Absolutely.
I think our citizens would appreciate that. So if it's okay to send it, we'll send it. Got it, Peter? Got it.
Already up as well.
You posted them as well. Okay, fantastic. We just want to make sure that word gets out there. Go ahead.
I have one more thing I forgot, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. But I want to give a shout out to former Councilman Raymond Anderson and his staff at the Housing Authority. A lot of time when they have the power outages, they do not realize the fallout and the things that they have to do. And I say that because my stepfather called me 6:30. I was at work because I work overnight, and his refrigerator, microwave, those little things. It was just a thing like what is it? The
transformer?
No, the power, the box.
GFI.
No, the breaker, just the breaker. And I remember calling Councilman Anderson 6:30 because I thought it was up, but he'd been up all night long. But by the time I got off at 7 and got in town, they had taken care of it. And that means a lot for me because there are a lot of seniors over there that need that help. And when all this goes on, you hear this wasn't right, this wasn't working, but you never hear how much the staff and those, he said a young man came in, how much they had to go into a lot of houses and just took the record. Something I could have done, but I didn't think of it. So I appreciate the fact that you have I still call him Councilman Anderson, and the Housing Authority staff that assist the senior citizens. So I wanted to give them a big shout out for all that they do that goes unrecognized.
And thank you very much, Councilwoman Johnson, for doing that, because I do want to mention that former Councilman Anderson, Raymond, actually, when the lights went out this time, as a matter of fact, he was my first call. You know, I happened to be riding around, and I was like, now, why is them street lights out? I was like, why is it so dark down here? So it just turned out that the lights were going off and on in the Housing Authority, and immediately I called Raymond, and he was there. And he came and went, and he was there when they came back, and he stayed until the lights came back on, and then he notified me they were actually back on. So it's a lot, and they do a lot. So thank you for acknowledging that, and I'm sorry I forgot it, but I also want to acknowledge, this time, his name was Tony from Delmarva Power. When I finally got a hold of Delmarva Power and they figured out where the housing authority was, they said, we'll send somebody. Tony called me immediately, and he said, I'm coming down, and he did. And so I just want to thank them. It is a lot of work, so thank you for bringing that up.
Lights went out everywhere, because when I got home, my clock was flashing, so apparently lights went out.
Eventually they did,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they did.
I heard a big boom and mine went out. I don't know about everywhere,
Yeah,
but
mine
they
went
did.
out.
They went out a lot of places. But guys, okay.
Um,
801, I'm sorry, I'm Councilman Patel, I'm so sorry, what you got?
Yes. Just one thing, I forgot. April 1st, starts the crabbing season for the Merrigan. So I want to wish the watermen safe year.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you very much. And we are
Ready?
8:01.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
It's been a good meeting, guys, thank you.